Thank you for tuning in to Prettyboy Talk, where I talk, you listen, and the perspective is always changing. Welcome to Prettyboy Talk, where I talk, you listen, and the perspective is always changing. And today we're going to be talking about, we were just talking about on the last episode, which I said was going to be a follow up. We were just talking about getting up, not being hesitant, not saying this is not my time, this is not my day. I don't have the money to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't. I'm just going to wait. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to wait. We were talking about that last time and how that is not what we need to do. We need to be compliant in the gut feeling that we feel, and let's get up and get started on what it is that idea or what it is, because it might get taken. So now we're going to look at stop comparing yourself to other people, because I want to divulge more into the last topic. I gave y'all a little short script. We're going to get back into it after this. So now we're going to say stop comparing yourselves to other people. So I have a few viewer questions coming in from our viewers. You know, you guys, I have a few questions. So we have viewer Erica from Atlanta, and she asks, Kirsten, be honest. Do you scroll and compare yourself every day? Being honest, you guys. Social media, and this being a time of the influencers, I could say post COVID, because pre COVID, I wasn't really in tune with social media like that. I wasn't really like, oh, like I know what the shade room is talking about, and I know what this thing is, this and that. Like if it wasn't Real Housewives, Married to Medicine, Bring It with the Dancing Dolls, Love and Hip Hop, if it wasn't those franchises, I didn't know the tea. And I really didn't know the tea within those. I just knew the tea that was I was being shown on TV, because I wasn't as big on social media with knowing what were the trends, what was going on and stuff like that. I just didn't know how to catch it, what people was watching, who people was looking at, rappers, and that just wasn't my thing. I just wasn't interested. I just wasn't one of those kids either that just kept up with the MTV and BET. I just wasn't one of those kids. So post COVID, when TikTok came about and influencing became more popular, yes, I was starting to like compare myself to what I was seeing. Like I seen that the streetwear trend was going up, and that wasn't my style. I always been like very pretty boy, very quarter zip, very matcha, and always been like I used to dress like a literal teacher in high school every single day, because those clothes were like a little bit cheaper at the thrift store. When you get a couple button downs, you can get a couple slacks, and it was just I could mix and match a lot of different stuff. But anyway, so I started comparing myself to like a lot of things when I got in college, because that was post COVID. Well, in COVID, into COVID, post. And I was like trying to dress like other people. I'm looking at the rappers, I'm looking at the music, people listening to this. Like I was around certain friends where I was just like trying to fit my lifestyle to become accustomed to like what they listen to, the type of artists they probably want to like I was just overthinking everything with my relationships with people, because then I was realizing like I actually might be a little lame. So I thought really people were, inching off my personality, but in certain areas I just wasn't as knowledgeable, and I didn't have that like that street sense that I do now. Like I wasn't really in tune with what was going on, but I was comparing myself. It's like now I kind of, it's not even kind of, I don't. I'm finding my own lane now, getting off social media, not really watching what other people have going on, just watching what I want to watch and me. So yeah, other than that, I really don't. But I was starting to get to that point, and that's why I kind of had to take a step back. TikTok, not so much, but like Instagram, Facebook, things like that. When you see people got trips and they making money, and it make you just want to be like, what am I doing wrong? So now I just stepped out of, stop thinking, what am I doing wrong? It's like, what could you be doing that you're not? Like talking about last episode, what could I be doing that I'm not, and how can I make that, come back to me? The things that I do want to do in my time that I have that is free, what can I do to upgrade? So we have a DM from Brianna in Miami. Do you get mad at yourself when someone else's life look better than yours? No. I take that as motivation. A lot of people do get mad at themselves when like, oh my God, my friend, she got this money. Like I know people that got the cash. I know people that got the bag. I know people that don't got the bag. I know people that's from all different types of walks of life. I could never be mad at anybody's life being at any point, because anybody, me being envious or jealous or being upset about where somebody else is, they whole life could shift. And why am I mad? We all humans. We all go through things. We be up, we be down. What goes up must come down. What comes down must come up. You never know how things might go. I don't have time to be envious or jealous or even acknowledge what anybody else has going on because I'm too focused on me. I've always been set up like that. So that particular question, Brianna, no. Envy is jealous, but if you are out there and you do get mad, it's time to reevaluate your own life because that means you need to separate and stop being around everybody else and start looking because there's something within deeper inside that you need to check out. So now, Brianna from Miami. But I have a question from Simone in Dallas, and it says, confess. How often do you get FOMO from what you see online? I don't know what FOMO is. Let's look it up. I keep hearing that word. I'm like, what is FOMO? Fear of missing out. But the question says, do I get a feeling of missing out? And it's like sometimes I do, but I don't. Like I'd rather be in a nice place, um, enjoying what I have, which is, my groceries being stocked, being able to go to the gym and work out, having the means to keep my lights, having the means to keep my vehicle, having the means like to upgrade my place and live in more warmth. And sometimes I do be wanting to go out and have a good time, and that's when you gotta know, I'm not missing out on anything because once I arrive, that's when it was always meant to be. The party wasn't even jumping. Like I watched it on somebody's Instagram story. It was not talking about nothing. I don't have a fear of missing out on anything. But some stuff like my friend, his birthday was in Cancun and I don't fly. I need to start getting my fear out of that because my fear from flying because I do want to start going on things like stuff like that. I do not want to miss out on because of funds and stuff. So it's time to like upgrade what I got going on so I can be able to start making those type of events because those are experiences traveling out of the country. But Simone, not much. Okay, real talk. A message from Kendra in Philly. I'm like, dang, my viewers reaching out to Philly. Anyway, spill it. What's one moment you felt I'm not enough because of someone else? Them Atlanta modeling auditions did have me for a second. I'm not gonna lie. Them little model calls in Atlanta, I was like, yeah. I didn't feel as though it wasn't because I didn't have the talent or the skills. I think it's because I didn't. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And although I'm a great model, I have great face, hair always clean. I'm always, y'all ain't used to seeing this, but these are my real locks, which I started a couple months ago. They still kind of maturing, but um, I always keep my hair clean, hair done. I just think that maybe I'm not what they're looking for, but I allow that type of stuff to get in the way of how I'm feeling about things. And I don't compare myself to other people, but I do allow other people in the room to kind of like, I kind of start to feel a little bit smaller, like I don't have the same advantage. And then I don't put myself up on that pedestal and keep myself up. It's just like after I leave, I feel hurt. I feel mind blown. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to keep traveling to Atlanta, which I did eventually stop. And I don't really go as much as I was going because I just felt like it's oversaturated and this is not where I'm gonna find my opportunity at exactly because everybody's in here trying to do it. It's like how can I make myself different and more marketable in a different way than just being in the same big spaces as everybody else. And I already don't stay in Atlanta, so I was at a disadvantage driving 2 hours and not being able to make multiple different things to put myself in the room like other individuals. So I was allowing everybody else and allowing the situations to happen, but it's just not really personal towards anybody necessarily, Kendra. But I used to feel like I'm not enough. Like I felt like I couldn't, fully give it like I wanted to give because I'm not familiar with the area. I don't have the same advantage that everybody has. But anyway, in those type of situations, it is difficult because you do want to keep going because it is something I love to do, and I don't want to allow other people to get in the way of it. Like, oh, because I'm not getting, as many callbacks or getting as many chosen for many scenes as I want to get chosen for, and other people definitely are getting chosen. I couldn't allow the the winnings of other people to stop me from my full potential and seeing that I could actually win in this and looking at myself kind of crazy. So in order for me to not do that, I had to realize you got some growing up to do because I am kind of competitive and I do like to want to win. And I realized back then, you got some growing up to do. So that was my mindset back then. Like, let me just separate and try to, figure out how to make my own wins work. And one last question. So I would say, viewer Maya from Atlanta. Are you really trusting your timing or just stressed because everyone else is moving? Mm, both. Even right now. Um, Everyone else is moving, everything is moving, but I know that it's still people that's not all the way there yet. So I'm motivated by both groups. I'm motivated to not be too stressed over here by this group over here, and I'm motivated to keep going by this group over here because I see that the glass shield can be broken, and I don't have to keep myself at a line right here, and I can just extend myself up this way. So yes, I kind of do need to start trusting my timing a little more, but I am now. Y'all see, we started somewhere, and but I am kind of stressed about everything that's going on because about to graduate. I know that I have to start making a move, start making some things happen, and just really shift my overall situation because I want to see myself somewhere different, doing some things different, and being different around different people, and trying different food, and trying different culture. And yes, trusting our timing. Overall, we cannot keep comparing ourselves to other people. We just have to keep moving in our own at our own speed and pace and watching our own things. So I think these viewer questions for delving deep in my mindset because I want to give y'all some insight on things that I went through and stuff that has made me look at things a lot differently. But we are trying to mature our mindset. And these are my authentic, answers because we want to mature, we want to grow. And a lot of the things that I had before is not what I have now, and what I have now is not what I would have in the future. And that's why I say the perspective is always changing. So I'm just giving y'all about what I've had in the past and how I felt and how I've seen things. But just to let you guys know, we are going to keep doing our own thing, keep going on our own path, and we're not going to be waiting on anybody else to see what we want to do, copying somebody else doing what other people do. We're going to just do our own research, figure out what works best for us. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pretty Boy Talk, and I hope you guys tune in again on the next episode.